find out if you're ready for love. Here's your marvelous host, Nikki Leigh.
Hello, and welcome to Ready for Love Radio. This is your host and love coach, Nikki Leigh. Today, I'm going to cover the last spirit animal of the year. And trust me, there will be more next year. But I wanted to do one that was unusual. And I've got a list of about 10, and I couldn't figure out which one to do. But I thought we would cover the snake. Now, you may remember that I've mentioned before that when you're considering some of these animals, that like with the snake, there's so many different ones that there are going to be a variety of interpretations and symbolisms and meanings. And if you see a snake or if you dream about a snake, you're going to have to pay special attention to which type of snake, where it's located, what it's doing. Those are all going to make a difference. Okay, and that's going to be especially important this week and with this show and with the snakes. And we probably are not going to have time to cover all the information that I've got. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make a special page on my website that's going to have a whole lot of additional details as far as symbolism and meanings of specific sorts of snakes and specifics as far as the actions that are happening in dreams, because there's a whole lot of specifics. So it's a whole lot of information, number one, to remember, to sort through, and it just seemed like it'd be easier to make a whole separate page to have all that information listed for you. So first of all, the main page that's going to have the information and the replay for today's show is www.lovecoachjourney.com/snake. And then the one that's going to have all the additional things is going to be lovecoachjourney.com/snake details. Okay? And then on the archive site, I will also have a link back to the additional information. So, and you may notice too that I've been moving the information back to my love coaching website. Just doing that because I'm having some issues with my Ready for Love radio site. So I'm moving the information back to my original website, and also archiving as I'm moving the replays to the new archive site, which is on the BCast site. I'm also putting those into the archive on the Love Coach site. So I just so you don't get confused by the new links, but I want to make sure that everything is accessible for folks. And on the promos, all the promo images that I post on social media and on my Facebook page and Twitter page and all that stuff, all the way at the bottom, there's a link. It's one of those abbreviated like bit.ly links. If you go to that link and you subscribe, it's really easy. Just click the little subscribe button and put your email in there. Then you'll get a notification, and you actually get a email at 10 o'clock Eastern on Thursday nights, and it sends you a link to the replay as soon as it finishes premiering on Thursday nights. That way, in case you happen to forget, which I hope you don't, but if you do, you'll get a link to the replay as soon as it goes live. So you actually know about the show the same time the notification goes out to the podcast directories. So that's the fastest way that you can get a notification about it. Now, let's see what we can find out about snake spirit animals. The main meaning behind the snake spirit animals is they represent healing, which sounds a little funny when you think about the fact that the first thing most people think about when you think about snakes is if they hurt you and this kind of thing, but healing. So think about that. I forget how you pronounce it, but the symbol for medicine, and think about the fact that symbol has the two snakes intertwined. Okay, so medicine and healing. So the snakes actually represent healing. They also represent transformation and life changes. And they're connected to life force, our primal energy, and also spiritual guidance. So, it's funny. I've done research for some of the Hindu goddesses and gods, mainly because my legal name is a Hindu goddess. So I've looked at that, and it's interesting when you look at some of the mythology in the various cultures. A lot of those, when you look at the images of the gods and goddesses, a lot of those have snakes incorporated into them. So when you think about the spiritual guidance and the gods and the goddesses in mythology, it makes sense that snakes would be included in that. All right. Now, think about the snakes being part of and connected to life force, primal energy, and when snakes appear in your life, it usually is connected to healing, opportunities, change, important transitions, and increased energy and manifesting in your life. Okay, so we're talking maybe not little changes or little things, but bigger things, and awareness, being aware, paying attention, looking out, and this sort of thing. Okay, now snakes are also involved in, like I just mentioned, the mythology for a lot of different countries and cultures. And since there are, like I mentioned too, since there are so many distinct species, there's a lot of different interpretations and a lot of different meanings. So here again, like I said, pay attention to the type of snake and what it's doing, the colors, all that sort of thing is going to be important. All right. Now, even though snakes are dreaded by a lot of people, okay, it can symbolize rebirth, shrewdness, patience, intellect, fertility, longevity, vigilance, eternity, protection, rejuvenation, intuition, and splendor. Another interesting thing, where do you find snakes? Normally on the ground, right? So they also symbolize staying grounded. Seems kind of obvious, huh? All right. Now, some of the meanings for specific sorts of snakes. An adder snake can show up and be a reminder that you need to be responsible and benevolent. Okay, when you exercise your powers, don't be all obnoxious about it and using it in ridiculous ways. But you want to earn the respect of others, all right? Now, and especially when setting boundaries. Now, what about an anaconda? Now, you want to remember that, and this may seem a little strange for an anaconda, right? But you want to remember that you can't control everything, and you need to, this was kind of humorous, let go of the outcome you want and allow it to unfold on its own. Okay, now the asp, that's with a P. Be wary of the seeds you sow. Choose your opportunities and your words wisely, because they can come back to bite you. I love that for the asp. Now, what about a boa constrictor? Let you know that you need to, if you hold on to those that you love too tightly, you can suffocate any progress that they'll make in their lives. So don't smother them. Easy to remember with a boa constrictor, right? So in other words, be protective, but let them make their own mistakes and let them learn from them. Now the cobra, stay alert and ready to strike at unexpected opportunities, even if it seems foolish and impulsive to other people, okay? And you can be successful if you move swiftly. Now, you may be letting your fears and your doubts get in your way, but break free of this hypnotic state, okay, and take action where needed. What about a copperhead? You need to focus on your internal healing, and you'll be able to move forward with your plans. Now, sometimes the snake can insist that you need to stand your ground, trust your feelings and your intuition, and insist that you do know what's right in what you're doing. Now, what about a corn snake? Corn snake indicates that the way is open to climb to new heights. There's plenty of opportunities to accomplish what you need to, and your current projects are gaining traction, and you'll be able to move forward easier. What about a cottonmouth? If a cottonmouth shows up, then that may be the beginning of a new birth for yourself. Now, for that change to happen, you're going to have to transform and heal old wounds. Now, once you can do that, you're going to enter a new, brighter stage in your life. But you need to heal those wounds first. Okay, so you got to do this in the right order. What about a garter snake? That means you're entering a highly creative period in your life, initiating and acting on as many ideas as possible. And that may seem a little premature, but the percentages are in your favor, and this is the time to do it. And what about a milk snake? It says that you're immune to the poisonous words directed at you by others. So you've learned that it's best to just ignore the remarks and be less sensitive to them. And those kind of attacks are just a distraction. They have no effect on you whatsoever. So move forward with and just ignore them. What about a python? It's a reminder that you're powerful, and go ahead and nurture your power and move forward to the appropriate time. Now, in the meantime, you can handle whatever comes your way. Now, you're going to need time to shed your old skin, okay? So take your time, rest, heal, reflect on the transformations, and get ready and process all of that completely, and get ready for the new things that are coming for you. What about a rat snake? That symbolizes that you're entering a period of accelerated growth toward your goals. It means that you can make progress as long as you're assertive with your efforts and that you're working toward attaining your goals. Everything is within your reach, but it's also warning you not to trust what you see. Instead, believe what feels and smells right. That's interesting. What about a rattlesnake? You need to be alert to the warnings of others. That's kind of flipping the rattlesnake on its head, isn't it? Be respectful of their boundaries and gentle and courteous as they muddle through. And we warn others before we strike. I love how this ties in to some of the things. As long as you actually know something about the individual snakes, we can understand better. And how about the viper? Okay, not the car, the snake. It says warning that there's someone in your inner circle that you can't trust. So watch out for signs of hypocrisy, slander, and maliciousness. Once you spot them, give them a wide berth and don't engage in their nasty games. So, see, it's interesting. All these little warnings. I like that. Now, this one is going to shock you. What if you see a dead snake? Okay, this is going to seem strange, but the symbolism of a dead snake, it represents good health, luxury, and abundant wealth. Bet you didn't see that coming, did you? And I double-checked it. It's right. Okay, so what does it mean when a snake crosses your path? That suggests that you be patient during your period of struggle for reaching your goals. Yeah, that's tough to do, isn't it? Okay, but now remember, the snake overall is a sign of transition and change. So if we see it cross our path, we know change is coming. We know there's a transition in our future. So seeing in our path tells us that the change is coming. Okay, so we need to be patient, and we know that there is a change coming. So we need to be patient. Now, what about snake as our totem animal? All right, now this really resonated with me while I was going through this. So I'm looking forward to sharing this with you. Now, if the snake is your totem animal, now remember, you can have a lot of totem animals. You're only going to have one main spirit animal, and it's pretty much going to find you. Okay, but you can have a number of different totem animals that all have an influence on you to a certain degree. So if a snake is one of your totem animals, you have a natural ability to strike a balance, and that means you maintain diplomacy in your dealings with people without getting judgmental. During any discussion, you are able to articulate your points, making people believe you without question. Maybe one or two, but mainly without question. You're flexible and dynamic. You encourage good thoughts and support other people in their decisions. And so because of this, people would consider you a mentor for their personal growth. Now, you are frank and act boldly most of the time. You may be subtle and secretive all of a sudden. So people may say you're the epitome of duality because, you can be both ways from time to time. And you seek success and abundance in your life, utilizing every opportunity that comes your way. Does that sound like you? Does it sound like anybody you know? Now, what about this? Snake people are psychic or intuitive, sensuous, and secretive. They hold ancient wisdom and unearthly knowing. They're charismatic for sure, and they can be a bit scary because they seem far more powerful than most mere mortals. Now, if you look as far as the zodiac, they may have been born between October 23rd, and November 21st, or April 20th and May the 20th in the Southern Hemisphere. October to November is Northern Hemisphere. And let me see. They have strong masculine overtones. Doesn't mean they have to be male, but have strong masculine overtones. And I would think that can mean energy overtones or otherwise. All right. May have a habit of hiding their feelings and not trusting easily. Have keen insight and rich imaginations. Let me see. Find a balance and means for expressing what they feel intuitively. Let me see. So much to share. Let me see. Everything changes. Let me see. This is cool. I like this. As a snake totem person starts to release things from their past. Okay, sometimes you find things in your past that just don't serve you, that aren't beneficial to you, and you decide you just aren't gonna hold on. Sometimes you hold on to things from your past, and they aren't beneficial to you, and we've talked about that with different guests, that you just need to release those and just say, this doesn't work for me, and just stop holding on to it and dwelling on it. Okay, sometimes you can do that and have an aha moment and say, and it's a moment of self-actualization, and then just say, this isn't working for me, and it's amazing the positive lessons we can learn from that. You can get rid of something that's holding you back and causing you additional stress or problems, or holding you back in a relationship, or keeping you from being able to have a successful relationship. And it can cause one of those aha moments and cause something else more positive to happen in your life. And that is something that people with a snake totem can be able to have. And then they can apply these positive lessons in their new life and in this transition that we're talking about. Let me see. One of the key things for a snake person is being able to forge a deep, meaningful bond with another person. And this is something that Susan and I just included in the conclusion for the book we've been working on. And this is a deep connection that you can have with another person, and it doesn't have to be sexual. It can be incredible if it is with your partner, but it can just be a connection that you can have that, and it can be an unconditional love for the person. It can be same gender, different gender, but it's somebody that is there to support you and love you unconditionally, and somebody that you can trust very deeply. Doesn't have to be family. It can be any person in your family or any friend, and you can even lose contact with the person for ages, but then when you see them again, you reconnect, and it's like you haven't been apart. It's amazing what this kind of friendship can be like. And I thought it was great that I found this in here, because like I said, we were just writing about that type of a friendship in the conclusion of the book. Let's see. Also says that the snake gives empathy, but if they internalize that too much, eventually it can build up and it can detonate. I was imagining how that would happen, but I'll let each of us kind of imagine that on our own, because it's an interesting sentence. Let me see. It also says that snake people accept change with an ease that most people don't experience. Because a lot of people don't like change. And it says, actually, in fact, these people revel in change. So that could be a very distinct way of knowing if you're a snake totem person or not. Let me see. And this is something, too, that I like this. Any transformation represents an opportunity to learn and get closer to the truths and great mysteries of all existence. So true. Love ways to learn new things. All right. Dream work is also very helpful to snake people. Consider keeping a dream diary for yourself, as your inner visions can and will guide you. All right. So keep it. We're going to cover more in a couple minutes, but keep in mind the intricacies of the dream as far as the type of snake, what it's doing, how it's acting. All of those things are going to be critical. Now, what about love compatibility with a person that has a snake totem? Now, it says if you enter into a relationship with a snake, be prepared for complexity. There's no question that the snake has intense sex appeal and can seduce the pants off a rock. Okay. In bed, snakes can last and last. You'll find that snake as a partner likes a little mystery, and intimacy is essential. Do not break trust with a snake. You likely will never, ever, ever be able to undo the damage. Snakes understand jealousy as well as they do sensuality, so keep that in mind. And interesting. So, So would you want someone with a snake totem as a partner, or would you not? It sounds like there's some upsides and some downsides to that. Let me see. I don't know. Let me see. If you're interested in the element of earth, fire, water, all that, water is the element for snake totem. And let me see. Stone and material is copper and malachite. And healing powers and opportunities. There's a Persian proverb that says, use your enemy's hand to catch a snake. See, I'm all over that. I am all over that. I had an opportunity one time when I was a kid and we were in Florida, and they wanted my dad and either me or my brother to come up, and they were going to do something with snakes, and my brother got volunteered instead of me. That was fine. So, yeah, I had no problem with that whatsoever. Yeah, no, did not want to do that. Let me see. It says, those hoping to conceive children would do well to embrace their sexuality in a healthy, nurturing way with snake medicine as an ally. Enjoy your body and the sacredness of your passion. I'm seeing interesting passion and sexuality and whatnot within the snake totem. Says snakes shed their skin in nature in order to grow, and the snake totem embodies the entirety of our life cycle, from birth to death and every moment in between. Interesting. There's several mentions of the shedding the skin and the transformation that entails. What was it, 6, that the snake sheds its skin 6 times a year, I think it was. Interesting. Let me see. Also, when walking with snakes, be ready for change to come at you head on. It says, stand strong and know that after the storm, there's something wonderful on the other side, just waiting for you to shake off your old skin. And let me see. All right. Now, and did you know that dreams about snakes are in the top 5 most common dreams? And it says few people who experience dreams about snakes wake feeling up great, but it says even the people that actually understand the symbolism and the meaning of snake dreams still say that they're creeped out when they have dreams about snakes. So I can share all this with you. I'm not going to say there's not still going to creep you out, but I got all kinds of information to share. Let me see now. And there's on the page that I'm going to share on the website, on the snake details, I'm also going to share a snake dream scenario with you, okay? And there's some information with that as far as what that could mean and that kind of thing. Now, what if you have a dream about snakes biting, chasing, and squeezing? Now, people normally have scary dreams about snakes, okay, and serpents, and they're vivid and they're shocking and they instill fear. Okay, now the biggest thing about that, the fear helps us to see that they're very important, okay? The messages that we're receiving are important. So the fear or the fright aspect of them is to drive home the importance of the dreams. So I don't know if that's the way it works for each of you, but that's why they're that vivid. So try to keep that in mind. If you have a dream that scares you, that's what the reason is supposed to do. So it allows you, through a very clear memory of the dream events, to analyze the dream's narrative so that you can get the additional messages, and then your higher consciousness can help you to share the details in order to get the deeper meaning of it. Does that make sense? I hope I expressed that right. All right. Now, let me see. I actually, just as a side note, I was actually researching the Titanoboa, which is supposedly the largest snake ever, that was many eons ago. I was actually watching a Smithsonian video on that last night. It is supposedly weighed in at 2,500 pounds and measured up to 42 feet long. And I actually, when I was watching the video, I remember seeing the skeleton of it one time when I was there. Humongous skeleton. But yeah, the skeleton was enough to kind of, well, I was young when I saw that, so it was it was something. It really was. But okay, so the lesson is that snake dreams should truly awaken you to the full blessings and experiences that are awaiting you. So the significance of the aggressive actions by snakes in dreams. Here are some. When you're dreaming about a large snake, okay, consider how long it took the snake to get to that size. Okay, they're not born that size. It takes a while. Consider the number of times the snake shed its skin, okay, and the process of the continuous transformation and rebirth, okay, because transformation and rebirth are an important part of the whole snake totem. And fascinating details about snake's eyes. The skin covering the eyes is opaque and blocks the snake's vision. Okay, so once the skin sheds in its entirety, the snake can see, okay, clearing any blocks that makes it so that there's no clarity. Okay, so we want the inspiration and awakening. Okay, so that's those things, clarity, inspiration, awakening, are going to be themes that you're going to see over and over again in this symbolism. Let me see. So, let me see. If you're bitten by a snake in a dream and you receive an injury, the act actually is suggesting healing. Okay, like I said back at the beginning, it's not about injury, it's more about healing. Okay? A snake in your dream that bites signifies life changes, challenges, periods in your life where healing comes into play. And it's a spiritual teacher, and that it forewarns you with a hint of potential illness or injury, and you face significant challenges in order to endure. Okay, the snake is the one who can teach you how to heal and prevent further draining of personal energies. And let me see. And interesting, the purely muscular being slides along gracefully with his belly on the earth, but even though it doesn't have any legs, it can move along at very quick speed sometimes. Kind of interesting, okay? And you could consider the fact that it has no legs to be an obstacle, but it's not. So overcoming obstacles is also a thing that we're going to see. All right. let me see. So, let me see. Snakes are commonly associated with things related to the unknown. That being the case, you might be entering into unfamiliar territory and soon be facing challenges you might not anticipate. So the snake spirit could be coming to you in dreams to let you know about the potential trouble that lies ahead. So you might take on some snake-like behaviors. Say, take the issue head on and be respectful. You might remain connected, okay, and think about the snake crawls on its belly. Okay, that could be telling you to be connected to Mother Earth, stay calm, collected, and grounded. See the connection? Let me see. You may need to heal yourself and learn about parts of yourself that you've yet to discover. Okay. Some of the things are very simple. Maybe consider the vividness of the dream, the action that occurs, and the intensity of your feelings. And sometimes the more intense and vivid the dream is, the greater the likelihood that whatever it's trying to tell you is very important. That way it makes a bigger impression on you, and it can be translated easier than I can talk some days. Okay. Consider, too, that the word snake can also mean danger, sabotage, traitor, troublemaker, okay, kind of like, a snake in the grass. That can mean a liar, a sneak, or a cheat, okay? And so could also mean that you need to look out. You need to look out for somebody that's trying to cheat you. Could also mean that somebody needs to look out that you're trying to do something to them. Okay, who is it? You need to ask, is there somebody that you can't trust? Are you trusting somebody too much? Is somebody trying to cheat you? Is somebody betraying you emotionally or financially? And are you being lied to? Look at it in several different ways. It doesn't have to mean that it's a literal snake. So sometimes it's not. We all know the English language is kind of funky, to say the least. So see if there's another way to take what we're seeing. Just like I said, we all know the English language is a little bit bizarre some days. Let me see. Dark side of snakes and dreams. Could be a warning about personal struggles, the need to pay attention, need to be careful about important matters you've been ignoring, may represent a challenging situation in a relationship that you've been avoiding. Life is poisonous, and you need to look at important matters before something sneaks up on us. Sometimes it's just, sometimes we just need a kick in the backside and say, hey, you're not paying attention to this. And we need a reminder. So, like I said, sometimes it's just the spirit animal or totem, either one, is just saying, hey, stop ignoring it. Pay attention to it. So, all right, let me see. What does it mean when you dream about snakes? There is actually a whole bunch of these. And I've got about 15 more minutes. So let me see. All right. Where you're bitten by a snake, that can be a sign of abusive remarks made by you against others. Okay. Snake biting someone else could such as your dog or friend, could indicate that you're out of danger. Snakes chasing or following you could symbolize an unwillingness to adjust with certain people. How about killing snakes? Your strong character is helping to overcome difficulties. All right. Burning snakes signify self-realization and enlightenment. All right, that's interesting. Let me see. A snake leaving or running away marks separation and heartbreak. Snakes in water or river refer to your hidden emotions and passions. How about seeing them underwater? Represents peace and tranquility. A snake moving through grass means you want to minimize social interactions. A winged serpent or a flying snake is a representation of love and societal bond. Sorry, my sinuses are going crazy today and I can't talk. A curled up or coiled snake implies economic concerns. Must be curled up on my bank account. Let me see. A friendly snake playing with you in a dream means you're firm about your decisions. Shedding their skin, interpretation of your successful growth. A snake hatching or giving birth to babies. Oh, I like this. Means new ideas coming to your mind. Okay. The snake is wrapped around your body, including your neck, back, arms, and legs. Symbolizes frustration caused due to too many restrictions in your waking life. That makes perfect sense. I'm being smothered. Let me see. Witnessing a snake under your skin. Ooh. It signals you to understand your spiritual aspects. Okay. A snake eating itself, a profitable business. Swimming with a snake in your dreams suggests that you want to go with the flow without taking tension. While catching a snake may indicate good luck with money, holding or handling it in a dream, a symbol of failure. Fighting with a serpent in your dream, a way of protesting against change. Yeah, okay. If it fights with a lion, it symbolizes virtue, essence, and artistry. Hunting a snake divulges tricks that are used against your rivals. But sighting it means you are trying your best to broaden your mentality. This is interesting. Let me see. A dream where you're kissing or licking a snake implies you are losing interest in your work. Interesting. I'm almost visualizing some of these as I'm reading them. Getting a snake as a gift marks acceptance and hospitality. Ooh, a snake coming out of your body or mouth and crawling over you foretells illness and worries. A snake entering your body is a sign of wish fulfillment. A snake on your head testifies your strong influence over authorities. Having dreams about colorful snakes may mean that you have vibrant energies within yourself, not recognized until now. Finding a hissing snake in your dream tells you about your sacrifices for others. Baby snakes mean that you want to stay aloof about the dangers in your life. A headless snake holds the same meaning. That's interesting. Okay. A poisonous snake represents emotional healing. One spitting venom could point to a person bringing negative vibes in your life. Dreaming about dead snakes signifies temptation, sin, and hatred. Dreaming of snakes at night or early morning during pregnancy is a sign of motherhood. Hugging them ensures the birth of a baby boy. I wonder how often that's true. Being pregnant with snakes may be a sign of insecurity. Dreams of snakes with other animals like spiders or bats reveal that you are getting into too many complications. An eagle carrying a snake symbolizes that somebody would soon meet you and bring joy. Wow, a python showing up in your dream symbolizes a constriction and confinement you are feeling about a certain relationship. Cobra suggests that somebody's charm spellbinds you. A viper may bring positive news. A green snake is associated with earth and nature. A black snake may refer to disagreements. A red snake indicates danger. A blue snake may carry a religious significance. A purple snake might reflect your lack of power. A four-headed snake denotes mental stability. A seven-headed snake may imply that you will soon encounter domestic bliss. And a snake with legs is an urge for support and love. And I've also got cultural significance for snakes in a dream. Wow. Okay. This, like I said, I said I had a mountain of information. I am going to share all of this on the snake details page because, like I said, this is a mountain of stuff. My head is spinning, and I have a feeling yours may be too. And wow, this is something else. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this information, and you will probably want to listen to this again. And if you do, and please share with your friends. I find this stuff fascinating. I really do. I'm looking at animals in a whole nother way. And actually, my co-host Chloe has been right here with me for the whole show. And you can find the replay at www.lovecoachjourney.com/snake. And the next 2 weeks, the week of Christmas, the week of New Year's, I am planning to have 2 music shows. And then we'll get back to the regular shows the first of next year in 2022. So I hope you have a great end of the year, and I look forward to being with you next week on Ready for Love Radio.